Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you. Not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
More than lock your door. 5, 6, crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bonin here with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers. Not in the same room.
That's okay.
And
I'm back.
The Rob.
He's back. The Rob is back.
Yeah, technically he was back for a little bit last episode.
You were back last week, but only for
I was like
a quarter of the episode.
I was like half conscious.
Do you even remember that?
Yeah. In a hotel room in West Palm Beach.
I feel like...
Dude, I literally passed out like 5 minutes later.
I feel like you were in your underwear, like one ball hanging out, and like...
I wasn't in my underwear. I was in my stretchies.
What are your stretchies?
My stretchies.
What's
just
what's that as compared to
Under
underwear?
Armour shorts? Like Under Armour shorts or something?
No, like those drawstring shorts.
Oh yeah,
like the old man shorts. I love my stretchies.
Were you like free balling it under that?
No, but I always got my Under Armours on. But
all right.
I don't know if y'all own
too.
any drawstring shorts, but it's the only way to go.
Are you talking about like Champion drawstrings or like old Nike basketball shorts or something?
More like Champion.
Are they are they mesh shorts or are they like just cotton shorts?
They're like they look like khaki golf shorts, but they're like drawstring. You know
what?
You never seen those?
I mean I can picture that I guess, but they're not standing out in my mind.
But they're not like khakis. They're like softer and comfier, right? Yeah.
They're a little bit softer and comfier. They look like they look like Dockers shorts, like dress shorts almost, but they're drawstring. You know, they're comfortable. Man.
Are they stretch? Do they stretch?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you call them stretchies.
Nice. Heck yeah. They have pockets and shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like what's that one brand? Like Chubbies. Chubby sells those they're kind of like old man, like they're not like short shorts, but they're above the knee. They're just super comfortable.
Welcome.
So those are what you bring when you're on traveling for work. You bring those and you get into those after you get off work.
Yeah, you get out the swamp and put your stretchies on.
Welcome to the shorts show here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the short show. We are talking about a movie today. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
No, we are here to do Pumpkinhead 3, Ashes to Ashes.
Although it doesn't say 3 anywhere.
It doesn't say 3, but it is a third one.
Pumpkining.
I don't know about you guys, but
2006.
Was it hard for you to watch this film on that site without clicking through to the anime boobies?
Oh, dude,
it was
so
very
hard.
difficult.
Dude, they kept popping up everywhere. I'm like, damn it. So I just had to.
Did you guys watch it on your computer, or did you do the screen share? Because I shared this shitty movie to my big screen.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I mean, it went okay, but
I just watched it on my computer.
Mine, since I have a Mac and I don't have an Apple TV, I was not able to share it to mine.
You can't mirror the screen to your smart TV?
I know I can if I'm on my phone and I'm on YouTube, or if I'm on YouTube, I can because I got YouTube app on my TV. But I don't think it'll just find it out of nowhere if you're on a Mac.
There might have been what kind of TV do you?
I have a Samsung Smart TV.
Go to your
search online?
I had to figure this out.
What?
Because when you do screen mirroring, you go to your laptop and you go to your display to mirror the screen. At the same time, you have to go to your Samsungs. I have Samsungs, and you have to hit source like you would scroll through your HDMIs. Under the HDMI ports, there's a screen mirror port, and you have to like hit them at the same time, and then they'll communicate, and then they'll sync. Yeah.
Oh, we'll see about that. Is it through Wi-Fi, I'm guessing, or Bluetooth?
Yeah, it casts it through the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Because the Samsung TV wants you to mirror from a Samsung device.
Yeah.
Same as like the iPhone.
Okay. Well, I will test that out next time, because I did just the other day. I was like looking at a video on my YouTube while the TV was on, and all of a sudden on YouTube it was like gave me a notification, was like watch on your TV, and I was like, what? So that's how smart that's how behind the times I am. Just letting you know. There is a relevant announcement. It's not relevant to the film, but it is relevant to this podcast in a large way. I just have to say right off the bat that next time we record, I will have different internet.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What?
I'm getting
How?
I got a door hanger for TDS. Apparently, that's a company, an internet company, and instead of DSL, they offer cable internet in my area, like Xfinity uses, and up to 600 megs of speed.
No way.
Wow.
So
they offered it in your area, and Xfinity doesn't. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why, which is dumb. So I'm going to give them a test out, and they're going to install it Friday. Unless everything goes horribly wrong, I won't have to complain about CenturyLink anymore.
Nice. We need to clap.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's badass. Well, hopefully it works good still.
Yes.
I mean, will they give you like a test run and then?
Well, there's no contracts at least.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice.
Anyways, back to yes. For those of you wondering why we were looking at anime boobies while watching this film, it's because the only place we could find it was on one of those shady sites where everything, like if you even just like graze your mouse, an ad opens up. You know?
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
I had to open it up and press play like right away so the movie would play.
Like if you even look at the computer wrong, an ad opens in a new tab. You know, it's like one of those sites. So
you have to press play over and over again.
The quality was good though.
it was okay. My screen kept going blurry to clear to blurry to clear. So that might have been I don't know. Not
It's
a
probably
website
it's probably your internet.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Mine was a little blurry to clear at first, and then it subsided.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
So
after
that's where we had to watch it. I did see that they had the only DVD I found that was sort of worth buying would be a split between this and Pumpkinhead 4, but it was like $44 on Amazon.
Guys, I can't believe this wasn't streaming.
And it had no special features on it. So I was like, nah.
Yeah.
And the fourth one you can rent on Amazon for like $3. So I was like, nah.
Apparently it was only streaming on Amazon Prime UK.
All you lucky UK bastards. There you have it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if lucky is the right word.
Well, I will say, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, Rob. I will say it is better than Pumpkinhead 2, I think.
I think it was too, actually.
I think it was a little bit better than Pumpkinhead 2, only because
I just think you got distracted by Lance Hendrickson.
Well, he's awesome. I've just grown to love Lance Hendrickson even more as an actor. He was like, I know Doug Bradley was in this, but Hendrickson, I still think by far outshined anyone else as an actor in this one.
Even though he
really leans into being Lance Hendrickson.
He does. I
mean, like that voice and everything. I actually kind of enjoyed this movie. I don't want to say that I would ever watch it again. I tried to convince my buddy Patrick to watch it. He apparently has already been down this rabbit hole and refused. But no, it was pretty good. I guess my biggest issue with this is if you're making a movie called Pumpkinhead, you should really focus on what Pumpkinhead looks like, if you know what I mean, because it was awful.
You thought he didn't look as good as like the first one?
No,
I mean
the first one didn't look great, but it was like CGI over top of
there was
bad. Like it just. Was
I think
no
when you
bueno.
saw him up close, it was probably a suit. Once again, unless Scotty's pulling up IMDb and they have something, there really is nothing on this film.
No, there is nothing on IMDb either.
I have to assume that it was a suit up close, but then there were some really bad CGI shots of him climbing on the church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
CGI shots on the church.
He looked a little smaller. He was a little more lengthier, I guess, in this than the other ones.
I think he looked the best at the end of Pumpkinhead 1 when his face is supposed to start looking like Lance Henriksen's, and it just has this creepy human face look to it with the red eyes and everything. I thought that was awesome.
Pumpkinhead 1's a classic, man.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Well,
speaking of Lance Henriksen, though, that I did love in this movie the transformation of when they put all the 4 kids' blood on the skeleton. I love that a lot.
It was a good transformation there. It had more technology, so it was, you could tell that. I think you could tell that American Werewolf in London was a huge inspiration to that transformation.
Cracking and popping and yelling, yeah, for sure.
Were you going to do it? We want to do a quick just for those of you who haven't watched this
quick plot,
who haven't watched this recently or haven't watched it ever. Before we dive into it, we'll just do a quick overview of what actually happens in this film. And I think Scotty may just read this from Wikipedia. Go ahead.
I'll just kind of read it. I'll put a little bit of my own little thing into it. So it's so it follows more closer. It follows the first one more than the second one did, obviously, because the second one hardly has anything to do with it at all.
It's straight continuation from the first one. It's like they skipped the second
continuation.
One.
Yeah,
they just skipped it.
So we have this small community in like the backwoods. It seems like they're in like Alabama or something. They all have accents.
Well, we can assume that
they got some real thick accents.
we can assume it was the same location as the first one.
It's in the same community.
Yeah.
But these townspeople are angered over the local mortician, who is played by, well, I guess it's not played by Doug Bradley, but he's the guy, stealing and selling the organs of their loved ones, and then dumping the corpses in the swamp area rather than cremating them like he said he was
down in the bayou.
That's right.
In the bayou, yeah. When the townspeople find out, they have the old witch Haggis.
Who in the hell saw this woman and didn't go run screaming?
Well,
she had more makeup on her than Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, she definitely.
She's been known for that.
But the town knows her, so they're like, okay.
Well, they know of her. I think there's rumors and hearsay.
Yeah. So she summons Pumpkinhead, cutting all 3 of the kids, I guess, young adults. Hands that want to get vengeance over the mortician and his men, or whatever, his followers, and then the mummified body, who was played by Ed Harley, which is Lance Henriksen, of course, comes alive, and then he is Pumpkinhead, then proceeds to go on his killing rampage, murdering all those responsible for the desecration of the dead bodies and the mortician and all the loved ones and the girl's little baby that she found, and then the kid's mom. And so then he hurries to murder those who then Doc Frazier is played by Doug Bradley,
who is what you've been saying is the mortician. But
yeah, he's the mortician.
But it's not. He's the doc, and
he's not the mortician.
Well, he's not, but he sort of runs the whole mortician crew because they're his family.
Yeah, but the general townspeople don't know that. They just think he's the town doctor.
Yeah.
So those other people are the morticians.
This is getting really confusing.
Yeah. So Doc Frazier hurries to murder those who summon Pumpkinhead, and then that's what happens.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he thinks if he murders, well, it is true. If you murder those who summon Pumpkinhead, then Pumpkinhead will die himself, which is what happens in the first one. Lance Henriksen realizes that he's basically becoming Pumpkinhead and shoots himself, and then is ultimately shot by the girl, and then that's how Pumpkinhead dies. And really, they should. I'm not excited. I'm interested to see what happens with the fourth one, because this is how it needs to be for this story to keep moving. and to be interesting. I don't know what they were doing with the second one. They totally came up with this lore. They just made it up. They changed the backstory. They changed everything, and they just threw Pumpkinhead in it. And as we know now, I just spit on my mic. As we know now, it was not even a Pumpkinhead script to begin with. They Hellraisered it, where they just said,
they Hellraisered it.
Let's just make this a Pumpkinhead, throw him in it. So that's obviously why. The first one, the one who summons Pumpkinhead, a.k.a. Ed Harley, a.k.a. Lance Henriksen.
That's right.
Has remorse after he starts killing, wants to stop it, tries to stop him himself, sees he's unstoppable, realizes that he's becoming Pumpkinhead, so kills himself, which kills Pumpkinhead. But then we see Haggis basically burying Lance Henriksen's body back into the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
And
because whoever is killed last, that wants the Pumpkinhead to seek revenge, they're the last one that becomes Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, so in the first one, Ed Harley's the only one that summons Pumpkinhead to seek revenge, so it's just him,
Yep.
And so he becomes Pumpkinhead and is buried, and we're led to know that at the end of 1. So then, you would figure what happened in 3 would happen in 2. Like, he would raise up, and then someone else would become Pumpkinhead at the end. But that's not what happened. They just gave him a backstory where he's this deformed little boy that was picked on, and comes back to get revenge on the freaking car gang that basically murdered him. So
and Ed Harley has nothing to do with it. His son doesn't. Lance Henriksen's not even mentioned. So this one is right after the first one.
They've gone the logical route, and they've put it in the same setting. It's years later. There's some new people in town that are doing bad things, and when they find out, then a few of them, 3 of them, go to Haggis to summon him, and they use their blood. And so now, instead of 1 being Ed Harley, there's 3 of them that have summoned Pumpkinhead, and now feel the pain, feel the whatever when he's killing people. And of course, Lance Henriksen is Pumpkinhead, Ed Harley, because he became him at the end of the first one. Mm-hmm. And here we are. He's killing them, and then of course, at the end, one of the 3 that summons him, we see becomes the next Pumpkinhead. So it's flowing. It's like back on track now, flowing nicely. So it's hopefully in 4, like she is Pumpkinhead and comes back, and it just keeps going.
Yeah,
I hope so. Or they're just going to make another awful sequel.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure some of you do because you've seen it. But I haven't seen it before.
And
I didn't even know there was a sequel to the first one.
Yeah. And both movies have the same type of thing. It's people wanting to get revenge or vengeance because someone else did something wrong. As in this case, we see, the mortician, instead of, burying or cremating the loved ones of the townspeople, he's taking the organs and selling them on the black market, and which is wrong. And they want to seek revenge against the whole mortician crew.
It is ironic that we say they Hellraisered the second one, because Doug Bradley is in the third one as
and he's Hellraiser. Yeah,
and he plays Hellraiser as the Doc. And he doesn't do bad. I'm just saying, I think Lance Henriksen is still a better actor than him, but he does pretty good, and it's nice to see him as something besides Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought he was cast very well for this movie.
Me too.
Still just Lance Henriksen just owned it.
Yeah, and like we said, we don't see Lance a lot in it. We obviously just see it's Bunt. He's the kid that was in the first one. We see him older now, and he just sees him in his mind or whatever, in his illusion.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Lance.
Yeah.
They couldn't quite afford
Mr.
Lance
Hardy.
for a long time, so they just brought him in for 3 days to do all those scenes.
Yeah.
He was there for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, max.
Apparently, Lance Henriksen was kind of disappointed with the film. I just saw that on an interview thing here, but maybe because he wasn't in it that much.
Well, if you're comparing it to the first one, and wasn't this? I could be wrong. Isn't this like a sci-fi original or something?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
This is a sci-fi original.
Okay, so obviously not the best score, not the highest production value, although it is, I would say, a little better than most sci-fi movies. Yeah, it's not going to have the same pizzazz. Bunt, the actor who played Bunt, was a little cheesy at times. So yeah, it's just, I mean, it was good.
Oh, gee, golly, Lance, we don't want that witch coming down from the hills. She brings the monster from the pumpkin patch with her.
Oh dear God, Prankster Pinhead.
I think it was Mary Sue or Jenny Sue,
Molly
or
Sue.
Molly, yeah.
There's a lot of
I don't even know
accent.
if there is a Molly Sue. Like, I mean, I've never even heard of this before.
In this world?
Never heard of Molly Sue. I've heard like Peggy
Molly Sue, if you're listening, we apologize.
And boy, like, she sounded like she had never heard a Southern accent before, but was just like, I think Matthew McConaughey is Southern, and she just really laid that shit on.
Yeah.
I think that about her and about the meth addict sister.
Oh yeah,
her accent was like. Her accent
got ourselves some of this crystal. Oh, this is the best batch you've ever made.
She's like,
Delilah,
you need to go
Delilah Wallace.
She's like, you need to get yourself out to the car. I was like, what on earth?
Delilah Wallace, yeah, played by Lisa McAllister.
I have been to some of the most southern country places people would be scared to go to. I've never heard anything that bad.
Can we have to talk?
Not saying that I'm not one of the people either that says that the southern accent is charming. It's not. It's fucking atrocious. But dear God, people. That was the word. That was the scariest part of this movie.
I'm sure we have to just touch on this for a little bit. You know how hectic the set must have been with prankster Doug Bradley on it. You know, I mean,
yeah, him doing his.
I got you.
His southern accent.
Guys, I switched out the fake meth with real meth.
It's gonna be so high.
Where'd you get the real meth from, Doug? Oh, God damn it, Bill's here. I knew it. I knew where. I'm back in the States, Thornberry.
Is there someone else with you, Bill? Hey man, I got some weed here, man. If you guys want to try.
Reggie!
Hey!
What's up, DB? Doug Brad, the Bradster.
If anyone wants to have sex, man, I'll just unzip my fly. I'm not taking these jeans off.
That's how he does it.
I swear to God, that sounds like a 1981 IROC Camaro backfiring. Jesus Christ. Who let Thornberry out here?
Speaking of jeans.
I distinctly smell Miller High Life and Aqua Velvet. It has to be Thornberry.
The director's like, is this real meth? Is this real meth? And all you hear in the background is and the tire squeals of the IROC.
Yeah. Yes, Bill, put on the Def Leppard.
Yes.
Jake West was the director. He also wrote it. Never heard of him, but he did both.
Good old. If you guys,
I mean, sometimes you get your 15 minutes of fame, and then
true.
Sometimes you direct Pumpkinhead 3.
And sometimes Doug Bradley steals your underpants.
Yes, exactly.
When the next movie we write, Doug Bradley just needs to be like a grocery store clerk or something.
Yeah.
Just so we could to see if it's true.
He's still doing stuff.
You come onto set and you're like, oh, I know I put my phone. Did he really take my phone?
I got your phone.
I changed it from English to Taiwanese.
No, you
try to use your electronic messages now.
Try to decipher that. A while back I interviewed the singer from Cradle of Filth, Danny Filth, and they had like Doug Bradley do some kind of work on their album, like voiceovers. I don't even know. And all I could think of the whole time was him pranking them.
Yeah. I just want to meet
Your music is not working because I seem to have unplugged your amplifier.
He jumps in the window. Hit it, Bill. Hit it.
Yeah. Everywhere they go, just Bill doing burnouts.
Burnouts everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
It's good old DB. Anyways,
I could see Doug Bradley doing that because he actually has kind of, I'm not going to say like a posh British accent, but he has a very regal sounding British accent. And I think he just wants to redneck it up with Bill Thornton.
Yep.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah,
he's still working right now. I mean, he's there's something in post production he's doing right now, but not a lot of things back to back though.
If you guys
want him back as Pinhead.
Yeah.
That Hellraiser Judgment was actually pretty good, but
I haven't watched
not
it.
The same. It's
watched
good. It actually really is.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's not Doug Bradley as Pinhead.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, just go back to the Hellraiser series, and you will be introduced to Prankster Pinhead.
Which is played by Doug Bradley, who is Doc Fraser in this movie.
Yes.
But he's a mortician sometimes.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Which was kind of confusing. Like, was there one mortician, or was it just those three people that were with Doug Bradley that were the mortician crew?
I don't know. Or he was the mortician, but he's also a doctor. I don't know.
I think. Do you have to be a doctor to be a mortician?
No. My uncle was a mortician.
But if he was the mortician,
was he a doctor?
No.
But was he unlicensed? Maybe was he just like a guy doing embalming in the back of a van?
He went to mortician school and everything, and my cousin and his family lived above the mortuary for like 5 years.
That's awesome.
It was creepy.
So,
like we would go there. We were like, I don't know how
stuck in there a couple times.
I don't know how old we were, but we would spend the night up top. And one time, I remember sneaking down to the basement where they did all the shit, and then looking through the vent in the bottom of the door, peeking through there, and he was like just whistling, doing his thing to a dead body, but
draining the blood,
draining it, and all this
cleaning
shit,
it up.
and I was like, ooh.
There's a word for that. I guess it's what the morticians do, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like if Doug Bradley, Doc, was the mortician, then he would have shown up to where all the dead bodies were and immediately got taken away by the sheriff.
There's no way they would have let him around Doug Bradley around dead bodies. He'd be like using them as puppets and shit. Oh.
I'm over here. Whoa, I'm over here. Look at my arms. Whoa.
Doug, why do we find a book on ventriloquism in your trailer?
What's over there?
You asked. I'm glad you asked.
What's that over there? What? Hit it, Bill.
Oh my gosh. So speaking of Hellraiser, there was in his little office. There was a stack of puzzle boxes from Hellraiser. Can be seen in the background on the table.
Didn't notice that.
Not either.
And I guess obviously it was probably planted there just to throw a little homage for Hellraiser. But
yeah,
I didn't see him either. I'm just looking at the one trivia thing that I see here.
Oh well, so were the guy's keys from Hellraiser. What was that in space?
Bloodline.
Yeah.
How do you keep forgetting Bloodline?
I don't know, dude.
Cheeks in it.
Yeah, I like Bloodline.
Wait, Bloodline was.
Hellraiser in space.
That was Bloodline with spaghetti cheeks?
Yeah.
Which one's the one where it's like they basically just added Pinhead and really the main villain is that like witch? And
that's Bloodline.
That's Bloodline too?
Yeah, remember it took place like in like the 1600s or
something.
Adam Scott was in it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's who was in it, Adam Scott. That's right.
Okay. Yeah, Hell on Earth, Bloodline was the fourth one, and then Hellraiser Inferno was after that. Then Hellseeker.
Hellraiser Inferno. I'm going to say I'm going to have to like give that one kind of like a half thumbs up. I think that was the one where like the cop was a.
Oh yeah, you had CSI type cop just doing cocaine and having.
Then
a gun.
There was Hellraiser Online with Lance Hendrickson.
Yeah, see. It's a good thing.
Or no, that was Hell World.
Which one was Hell World? Was Hell World before or after Pumpkinhead? This Pumpkinhead movie.
Oh, it has to be after.
This was that was before.
Oh 2005. No, 2000. Yeah, no.
Hell World was 2005.
Hellraiser was 2005. Yeah,
and he did this in 2006.
It's a good thing.
He was paying off some debt, which I appreciate.
It's a good thing that Bradley and Lance did another film shortly after, so that Bradley could give Lance's wallet back.
That's right.
That's where it went. I had to get a new ID and a driver's license and everything.
I got your wallet, Lance.
You know they don't just hand out Diners Club cards. If you lose it, there's like a $50 surcharge to get it replaced.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've stolen your identity, Lance.
Yeah. I use your Cabela's gift card. Oh,
he's wearing a orange hunting vest.
I could definitely see Lance Hendrickson at a Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's not into like hunting or fishing. He's just there because like he likes the flannels.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
He's like, I needed a new down vest.
And he likes just brooding and staring at people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to go through the movie a little bit, or should
we will. Yeah, let's do that.
Are we really going to call this a movie?
Yeah.
It's good.
What is that noise?
Is it already the horror house?
I guess so. I mean, geez, goodness sakes. God, maybe it's Doug Bradley starting it early. I don't know what's going on here. That means it's time for the horror halftime. All right. We got a horror freak of the week, and it's the only one who's new, but that's awesome. We have a new participant, so drum roll, please. Horror freak of the week is Jason Watts.
I
saw a lady posted on there.
There was that was Ellswick's wife, but I missed it. It's my fault. I apologize. It was technically last week. But she did tag it with all capital horror halftime, and for some reason it didn't show up in my search, but now it did this time. I don't know what's going on with it. But, so that's why we didn't award it last time.
Seems like didn't Jason Watts win like last year at one point too?
I don't recognize the name, but maybe. I could be wrong.
I thought I recognized the name for some reason.
So, Jason, you are the winner. You basically made the meme.
Awesome, Jason.
Made the meme that Carmelo requested, which was Pumpkinhead 2 and Hellraiser 2 are the same movie, Change My Mind. It's brilliant with Pinhead in the background and Pumpkinhead and Carmelo's face. Yeah, so that was awesome. He also made the Scooby-Doo pull-off Doug Bradley.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, but there were some really awesome ones from the elites. I mean, Thad, good God, the Simply Italian Meatballs.
That was great. Oh, so good.
Oh, David Martin with Rob just chilling.
God, he's gorgeous. Yeah, with Kevin Costner.
It's so good. It mixes.
Yeah,
it mixes so many things that get me erect. Back to the Future and Kevin Costner.
Yeah, so it was. You guys did awesome this week. So Jason, shoot us a message.
Jason
on the
Watts
page.
had a couple of them. He had two.
Yeah,
of them. They were great.
Shoot us a message. Let me know that you heard this, and we'll send you something. I'll need your address and shirt size. We'll get you a shirt. It'll be awesome. So thank you for participating. You guys get your memes in next week.
Send him a Fago shirt.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. We do have those are new Fago, Rob Fago shirts in the horror store. It is a little tough to see the writing, but hopefully when you get it in person, you can see it a little better.
I was just looking at.
Go ahead, and just send me one, and I'll do the quality control.
I'll have to do that still. I sent you the Pizza Hut one, which God,
I rocked the Pizza Hut.
Can I just? I know we're on. Have you? I know we're on horror halftime still, so I won't go too far into it. But can I just say that Rob changed his cover photo to Poltergeist, and it just brought me back. And like right at that instant I saw it, I wished I was sitting with Craig T. Nelson, like ordering Pizza Hut, watching an old game show.
That's like that. As a kid, see what's crazy is you go back and you watch these movies when you're older. And as a kid, that scene right there with him sitting on the bed, smoking a joint, reading a book, but like as a kid, you don't pay attention to that scene.
No, you don't.
But like as an adult, you see that scene, you're like, oh my God, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream. To sit on your bed, the kids are asleep in the house, and you and the wife have like time to just hang out and talk about the swimming pool that you're going to build in the backyard.
Yeah. And have Pizza Hut.
Yeah, and have Pizza Hut. Like, I mean,
Of course.
but I mean, like that's why I had to change it. I'm doing that 10
days.
movies,
Yeah, Lance
thing.
Wagner challenged me. I didn't do it. Maybe I still will. I don't know.
I challenged Patrick Rufa, co-host of Robot Punch.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends from high school, and Teddy Thomas challenged me, and I'm going through the movies, and I was like, because you got to find a scene.
Teddy Thomas had some good memes too.
Poltergeist, everything about it is awesome, but for some reason that one scene, I'm like, dude, he's reading like Reagan, the Man, the Myth, or some shit.
Yeah.
It's so fucking. He's got his glasses on. Dude, it's just perfect.
It just took me back.
It makes you want Pizza Hut. You want Pizza Hut, and I mean, it makes you want to sit down Pizza Hut. I'm going to be honest.
It really does.
Like,
yeah.
I've been on like a big Pizza Hut kick, especially ever since the Elites. We've probably boosted Pizza Hut stock by 3 points.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I still want to sit down Pizza Hut, and we have a couple of them. But dude, they don't have the red cups anymore.
It's like fast service.
The pictures of Coke.
I don't think they wait on you, really, do they? It's like order at the counter.
I haven't.
I think they just set the pizza down.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say it brought me back, and I instantly wished I was in that world eating Pizza Hut. So
yeah, you just want to go back to like 1983.
Yeah,
it's like, man, it was so much better in '83.
So I do have a couple other announcements before we end the horror halftime. One, Ty's going to be at Living Dead Weekend this weekend in Pittsburgh at the Monroeville Mall.
I heard it's something to do with zombies, but
where they filmed Dawn of the Dead. So go to that. It's basically a con, Living Dead Weekend. They'll have lots of people from Dawn of the Dead. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. They'll be doing tours of film locations, and we'll have a little booth there with Ty, and he'll be handing out some stickers and good conversations. So make sure you go chat him up. Also, the Kickstarter for She Walks the Woods is going live on June 25th. So June 25th, we're going to go live. You're going to want to be ready because we're going to have some what do you call them? Like doorbusters or some new... fucking Carmelo, I forgot what he was calling them. But anyways, if you get in early, the first 3 days...
Just some cool stuff.
If you get in the first 3 days, you're going to get some extra bonuses for no extra cost. There's going to be some awesome incentives. I'll tell you right now, you're also going to get an extra bonus at no cost if you are a patron. So if you want to go to cultclassichorror.com, or sorry, patreon.com/cultclassichorror and become a patron, you, for $5 or more per month, you can also have access to our other podcast, Cult Classic Action Show, which we will be doing an episode.
Aren't we doing Demolition Man?
Doing Demolition Man this weekend if we can get it in, and we'll try to keep up on that more. There's like a few episodes in there already. So yes, mark your calendars. June 25th. There's going to be some awesome early bird. That's what it's called. Some awesome early bird deals where if you get in and pledge early, then you'll get those, and that's going to help us out a lot, guys. We're going to be able to really market this film, She Walks the Woods, right. It's not only about marketing this film and getting it out there. It's getting out there so that we have opportunities to make the next film even bigger and better. Hopefully, with not all our own money.
two other scripts in the works.
Yep. And honestly, I don't want a sob story, you guys, but Scotty and I basically like saved up money, took out some working capital loans, owe some people money. Our wives are mad at us, all to make She Walks the Woods. And if nothing,
it was a tough time.
Yeah,
and it was all worth it.
And so now we have no money left to spend on marketing or getting it out there, and so this Kickstarter is really going to help us raise enough money to get eyes on it and get it out there properly. So please do that if you can. If you want to be on notice about that, just go to shewalksthewoods.com right now. You can watch the trailer there. If you throw in your email, you can watch the entire opening scene followed by a commentary with us about it. And then you'll be on the list. You'll be notified 1st when we start launching everything, and we have the early bird deals and all that. So make sure you go to shewalksthewoods.com and sign up there. All right, guys. We've taken long enough, I think. So that concludes.
They raise the pumpkin guy.
The horror halftime.
No, hey, I'm not done yet.
He kills some people.
Concludes the horror halftime. That concludes the horror halftime. All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now I got a few quick notes on going through the film. You know,
the film,
the movie,
film.
the sci-fi
movie.
Original.
Released in 2006.
We already talked about distracting anime boobies on the site. So we start out in this swamp, and this guy's with his dog, and he just straight up leaves his dog.
I wish I could leave my new dog in the swamp.
Like, would you just leave your dog like that?
No way.
Like,
I'd
he's
be like,
barking
"Come
at the
here, boy."
guy, and he's like, "Shit, I'm out of here."
Because he sees Bond carrying a dead body, I guess. But
Yeah.
still, I would leave my dog.
Yeah. So then he goes back to this guy, leaves his dog, freaks out, goes to the mortuary to try and call the cops, doesn't realize that the mortuary is the source of the person carrying the dead body around in the swamp. And they catch him, of course, because he's dumb and hides in the barn when he could have just kept running out into the forest. And they knock him out and perform surgery and take his kidney out. And I guess sew him back up for some reason, and then go dump his body in the swamp, but he's still alive?
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't they take both of his?
I guess if you could take your kidney, I think it's his liver. It's his liver they take out.
Oh, was it?
I thought.
I thought it was kidney.
Nah, well, maybe it was his kidney, but
I don't
anyways, I don't think he'd still be alive after that.
Maybe it was the liver. I can't remember. But why? Yeah, and he's only alive long enough to flag Molly Sue down on the road.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing out here in this road, young man?
Help! Help! Wallace is.
And it was all his dog's fault because he gave him away when he was hiding in the barn.
That damn dog.
He kept saying.
Oh,
shoe Benson.
Whoa! How'd you got
we're having a Scotty.
You got like
Oops.
really echoey. Now you're really loud. What just happened?
Your microphone cord is a little. The microphone cord's a little glitchy. I just
look at that. Look at he's trying to blame you, Danny.
Yeah, I
your
guess
microphone
so.
cord.
I think it's your
his
port.
microphone cord.
Maybe it's the port on your computer.
I just need to stop knocking it. There we go. Anyways, yeah.
All
So
right.
Y'all would just go to the Lenovo Mac.
Yeah. No.
I'm getting a MacBook Pro soon, possibly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, when you do, then you're cool.
Anyways,
then you're allowed in
not gonna be
Starbucks. Then you're allowed in
Gonna be a
Starbucks.
MacBook Air.
Yep.
It's the only thing you're missing. Like Rob walks up to a Starbucks to do some work, and when he's walking up and they see him through the glass, like, ooh, oh, he's got a long beard and short hair, and he's got his.
My hair is actually growing long now. I think I'm going to do the man bun.
And he's got that'll even make them like you more. And he's got the man bun. He's got the thick rimmed glasses. He's got. This guy can come in and work all day long, and then you pull.
And I'm a screenwriter.
And he's a screenwriter.
Yeah.
But then you sit down.
Be there for hours.
Then you sit down and you pull out a computer that's not a Mac, and they're like, "Get out, sir."
Yeah, well, I mean, I got a Mac sticker on it.
They're like, "You are
You're
trying to
imposter with that sticker."
get out, sir.
That's like one of my main concerns. I'm going to have to replace all the stickers on this computer when I get a new one.
You don't want to put stickers on your new one.
Yeah, you do.
No.
I got all my cool stickers. I got my Tampa Bay Devil Rays sticker. I got my Huey Lewis in the News sticker. My Cult Classic Horror. My Flux Capacitor. My Jason.
All right. Well, don't count on
my
more.
retro PlayStation. I got my Tallahassee. I got my Rooster Teeth. I got my Funhouse.
Don't count on more CCH stickers because those are in short supply.
Well, I need at least 10. I need like at least the last 10.
Okay. Anyway, I gotta order more. Anyways,
so the guy takes back, or what's his name? Molly Sue takes him to the sheriff's office. They don't give a shit, and then they lead him back to the mortician.
Yeah. I think then when they go to talk to Haggis later on to get her to raise Pumpkinhead, it looked like the same hut from the first one. I can't verify that, but I mean, why wouldn't they use the same location?
It did.
The bridge looked the same going across, and the layout inside the hut looked the same. And then they had the same little money jar that they dropped the coins in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they reused.
It was played by the same lady, wasn't it?
I don't know about that.
Lynn Verall. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I wonder if what was Bunt really the kid from the first one?
I don't
think so. No. Because I watched interviews with him, and he didn't look like that at all.
Douglas Roberts played Bunt Wallace, but yeah, I don't think it was him. Because the last one was 1994, so this was, he wouldn't have been that much older. I mean, he could have been, but still. But yeah, but
anyways,
I think the whole meth thing, I don't know if that was necessary. I mean, it was okay. Like, they're going over to the hotel, and Doug Bradley's bringing the organs over to this guy that's in the hotel that's a meth dealer, and he's the one that can get the money for the organs. And his, and what's her name, Delilah, happens to be a meth head, and she's getting her fix. I mean, it was okay, but I don't know if it needed to be in the movie. I don't know.
It was just Doug Bradley dealing with his meth issue. He's like, hey, Jake,
we need this in the movie.
Can we put meth in the movie? It's just strictly for character choices. I just think it would add a whole lot. Don't worry.
This is the Southeast United States. We have to have meth.
And don't worry, I'll bring in the fake meth. I'll bring in the meth. Okay?
Yeah.
So
I got a fake guy.
Fake. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it came to be.
but obviously they touched on it again later in the movie, and it played a little part when he brought the little meth back to the house, saying, "Is your meth more important, or is going out there and doing this and that?" So I guess it played a part.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
Which I thought that guy was a pretty good actor, the meth head guy. He was pretty funny.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. So, but yeah, so then, what else I have? Oh God, I just wanted to comment once again on the horrible CGI of the Pumpkinhead climbing up the side of the church and on the roof. I mean,
jumping off the roof of the house.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know about that. They could have done something different, you'd think. I don't know. It was rough. So
yeah, it was. I'd be when they're leaving and like you see Lance Henriksen appearing, and he appears in like the back of the car, and Bunt talks to him, and then he's in the middle of the road and he grabs the wheel and they crash the car. Immediately when they got out, like Doug Bradley wasn't even mad at him at all. Like, just get your head straight. What's going on? Like, he just crashed your car. Aren't you pissed off at him?
Yeah, he wasn't mad at all. I thought he was going to come around and like shake him and hit him or something.
Yeah. Doc wasn't mad at all. Yeah, so that was like, I'd be a little mad right there.
They had to do multiple takes because he came around and he was like, "Well, you, good one, high five.
Yeah, you got me.
High five.
Grab my wheel.
High five. Doug, cut. Doug. You have to
took that one right out of my book.
Stop high five. You can't high five people in the middle of takes. We have to please stop doing that.
I don't tell you how to direct.
I make character choices. Screw you.
Just another little observation: when Bunt goes up to the roof of the Doc's house to remove the body, he probably should have waited till it wasn't raining.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, but that might have happened while he was on his way up, and he's like, "Fuck it." But just an observation there.
I did love the as soon as the guy leaves, the body just
flops down.
Hits the ground.
That was cool.
That was good shit.
Which the guy that played Oliver, Molly Sue's like boyfriend, his acting was decent.
I don't know. It could go either way. I don't know if it was a character choice to be so monotone. I don't know if it was a character choice to be that monotone or if he's just a horrible actor. I don't know what happened.
Yes, Molly Sue is just. It's a tragedy.
Yes.
It's a tragedy, Molly Sue. I can't do it with this shit anymore.
That's like Doug Bradley's nephew. Doug's like, you gotta get him on set, man. You gotta, please. And then, speaking of him, that was Richie, right?
That was Oliver. Richie's the guy. Richie's the other.
Richie's the other guy. Couldn't defend himself at all. He's like, all he has is a slight concussion, and he's sitting in the corner, and Doug Bradley just shoves the needle in his neck, and he doesn't even put up one single fight at all. I'm like,
no, he's just like, oh, that's terrible.
I'm done.
Well,
see you in hell. See you in hell, Doc.
I actually wrote that too. I'm like, how do you not fight back? I guess he hit his head, but I'm like, what the heck? And then, sorry, jumping ahead before that, when the other brother or whatever, Richie's brother Ronnie, I think the post falls on him and the church, and he's not dead yet. But then they're like, no, leave him. He's not gonna make it. Sorry.
Yeah, I've seen one too many of these. He's a goner.
Yeah, I'm like, he's still alive in there. What the heck?
He's a goner. So yeah, he's done for.
Anyways, yeah.
I thought so. Later on, this is I just had a few notes. This is getting towards the end. They decide to cremate the bodies because perhaps making what the mortician did wrong a right would stop Pumpkinhead. If they made it so there was never a wrongdoing, which is dumb because there still is, because he still harvested their organs.
Yeah, I mean, even the old lady's like, no, that's not going to work out for you. And they're like, no, we got this. Don't worry about it.
Well, so how much later do you think this night is from when it all happened? Because they go to the mortuary, they start up the whatever you call it, crematorium, and then they go walk outside to get the bodies from their original crime scene location. They just cordoned off the crime scene and left the bodies laying outside.
Yeah, I wrote that. Why would you just leave the bodies?
I mean, even if it was the next day, that makes no sense. They would never just leave bodies outside for animals and people to see.
Yeah, never. So it must have been later on that night, or it seemed like it was the next day, but it must have been later on.
They're bagging and tagging those when they're there.
Yeah, they're gone for sure.
I don't know. My only last note was that Doug, when that apartment blew up, Doug just went flying like a rag doll, and it was hilarious.
Oh, God, that was funny. Great. That was awesome.
Seeing him sneak into the apartment or the house thing as some old cat burglar, I thought was pretty good as well.
Oh yeah, yep.
He's got his nice shoes and everything, and he's just kind of scuttling around and hiding in the closet.
Yeah.
He
needs to take some pointers from Tom Atkins with his boat shoes.
With his boat shoes and corduroys.
He needs to get a little tipsy, and needs to fuck a robot. And then he can sneak in drunk, wearing boat shoes and corduroys.
That's how you have to do it.
Yes, which, by the way, could have been another. We talked about how Pumpkinhead is now on the right track with people becoming Pumpkinhead, them coming back to life, then the ones who summon them dying and becoming Pumpkinhead, and so on and so forth. And it's just going to start an argument, but I think it would have been cool to see the Halloween 3 version of Halloween, throughout the years, if we could have. Just a new little story every time.
Yeah. Oh, God, after having to do all the Halloween movies, I would have much rather had an anthology series of movies.
I think
every movie being something different.
I mean,
kind of like Halloween 3 was, yeah.
So that would have been entertaining, but I think that probably Carpenter went the right direction as far as money goes, because I think an iconic villain is much more profitable than a different story every time.
Oh yeah, no, I mean for sure.
But anyways, you know what was kind of, sorry, I'm going to touch on this movie again. That was kind of funny. So at the very end, they're burning all those bodies at the crematorium, and it seems like they're burning them for a long time. But before Ellie is the last one living. So Molly Sue gets killed by Doug Bradley, shoots her, and then he comes off and sees Ellie and the bad actor, what's his name, Oliver.
Yeah.
And they're at the crematorium with Bunt, and they have that moment there, like Oliver's with Molly Sue, they're husband and wife, and then Ellie and Oliver, they've been hanging out and running around together, we would have been good together, and then they had that little kiss. Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Where'd that
It's like we would have been great together, seeing as how Doug Bradley shot and killed your wife.
Well, I think they hinted at that a couple times, and they just didn't make it a big enough thing. Because in the beginning, he's sitting there, and he almost goes to comfort her when she realizes her mom was in there. And Molly Sue's like, don't. No one has to know about, the whole town doesn't need to be knowing about you and her. So I think it's apparent that they've been having an affair or something. And he's like, there is no me and her.
Yeah, okay, I did.
And then later on in the film, when Molly Sue's leaving to go to the motel, she's like, "Just go, you go with your Pocahontas and
I remember
do whatever you want."
I didn't understand. Was she like Native American or something? Why would she? Pocahontas.
Her family founded the land, and she used to be married to John Smith, and so they called her Pocahontas.
Oh,
she was supposed to marry Kocoum.
That's right.
It didn't happen.
Right. John Smith.
I have not. I'm not familiar.
The Pocahontas story
with the animated love story that is Pocahontas.
And then Thomas, one of Radcliffe's men, shot Kocoum, and then all hell broke.
No,
you think you own whatever land you land on.
Okay.
Was it? Oh, who played Pocahontas? I know that Mel Gibson played John Smith.
Did he?
Yeah.
God, I don't know all
played John Smith.
Holy shit!
I don't know who played Pocahontas. I mean, someone could Google it really, really quick.
Nah, I don't care that much.
So
Google Pocahontas.
So
Alexa,
now
who played Pocahontas?
I guess I have an Alexa right here too. Does it say?
No, that gave me the New World. Hold on, in that movie, I want to know. Alexa.
Oh, come on.
Who played Pocahontas in the Disney version? It's only giving me Pocahontas from that movie, New World.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, now we're in too deep.
Slow, we're in too deep. There's no turning back now.
Irene Beddard. Pocahontas.
I don't know who that is. Now that was a waste of time.
I don't either.
Oh,
I know
Bale
that Mel Gibson.
Well, that's in New World.
No. This is the voice. This is the cartoon. Yeah. Christian Bale played Thomas's voice. Mel Gibson played John Smith's voice. Yep, I got it all right.
I'd like to revisit New World, by the way, which does have Christian Bale and Colin Farrell.
That's a good movie.
There's like 3 lines in the whole movie. It's like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this movie.
It's just a retelling of Pocahontas in a darker and
Colin Farrell's
way.
in it. Colin Farrell's
no lines.
Colin Farrell's the main character in it.
It's because they don't speak each other's language, so there's like no lines in it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't speak each other's language in Dances with Wolves, and Kevin Costner broke the barrier.
Did he have a lot of lines in it?
Yeah. Have you not seen Dances with Wolves?
I don't know that I have, actually, tell you the truth.
How have you not seen It won like 4 Academy Awards.
Rob, I did watch.
I think we've seen it.
I don't think you didn't listen to it.
Wait, no, we aren't there yet.
Okay, what? Okay, go.
I have one last thing. So Ellie Johnson, she's the last one that is summoned over the curse of the Pumpkinhead for her vengeance. So she crawls into the fire, and then finally Pumpkinhead goes down after she crawls in the fire. Then we only see Bunt and all of her left, and the FBI finally shows up, and then the movie's over. But then Ellie's the one who is the next Pumpkinhead apparently, because she gets taken by old Haggis and gets buried on top of the pumpkin patch field, on top of that little pedestal thing.
Well, she's the last summoner that was alive.
Yeah, I'm just telling people that.
Oh.
And because it's her, because that necklace, the like pentagram necklace.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because she's a witch.
She's a witch.
Yep.
That about sums up Pumpkinhead Ash to Ashes.
So don't ruin it for me, but I'll be satisfied if the next one starts and she is Pumpkinhead.
That'd be cool. Yes.
And Lance Hendrickson comes back.
So hopefully we see whoever that actress is.
I mean, she wasn't the best actress, but if she just has to play Pumpkinhead.
Iona Gingina.
What? Oh, that's her name. Oh, I thought you were telling me you. I thought you were telling me you owned something that is known as a gingina. I own a gingina.
Iona Gingana.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Anyways.
All right. That's Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes. So it's not really out there for much to watch, but if you look in the,
it was pretty good.
I posted
Overall, it was pretty good.
I posted the link in the Cult Classic Horror Show group on Facebook. So if you want to watch it, I posted it there, and you just gotta not look at your screen wrong for an ad to pop open, and stay away from the anime boobies.
Yes.
Or don't.
Yeah, or don't, and whatever. Then you'll watch a very different Pumpkinhead movie.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our final segment.
What did you watch?
What I was gonna say, Rob, and I do have some related ones, but you missed it because a couple weeks ago I did finally watch Highwaymen. And
it's so good.
It was good. It was good, but at the same time, I think it was a little bit of a sleeper too. Like it's not very action packed, but it's a good story with some killer acting.
Great acting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good though. Anyway,
there's silence from Rob.
No, it is. It's not an action packed movie. But it's a really good movie.
I don't know how you've watched it more than once that quickly.
I've watched like 5 or 6 times.
All right. Well,
just because Costner's just so sweet and sexy.
All right, what did you watch? What did you watch? Anything, Rob?
Actually, no. I don't think I've watched anything.
I got fucking mosquitoes in here. How does this happen?
There's no mosquitoes in
You left your door open.
Oh, I just killed one on my computer screen. Damn it! Now I got like.
I watched Mother for the first time finally. I watched at your house, Danny, while I was
babysitting the kids. They were asleep.
They were sleeping. It was crazy.
Mother is really weird.
I'm a fan. I like it, but
I liked it a lot. It was weird, and a lot of shit was going on. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? But then it all made sense after I kind of like looked up things, and overall, I thought it was good. I thought it was it's crazy how Darren Aronofsky thought about all that. It was well acted, and overall, I thought it was good.
Yeah. I watched a couple things. I think I watched Wreck, which I had never seen, surprisingly. Like Record, Wreck.
Oh yeah, that's found footage, right?
Yeah, found footage. It's actually what Quarantine is based on. So Wreck.
I liked Quarantine.
Yeah, I did too. So Wreck is in Spanish. It's I wish it was subtitled. The one I watched on Amazon is overdubbed in English, and I'd way rather just watch subtitling. But because then the acting's better and it fits better. I don't know. But anyways, it's in Spanish and it's but a lot shakier than Quarantine. It almost was making me a little bit sick, and I love found footage. And but it was all right. It was pretty good. I hadn't seen it. There's like 4 sequels, so maybe I'll check those out. And then I watched a Shudder exclusive called Cold Skin. It was pretty good. I would recommend that. It's more of a sci-fi, a little bit of horror element, a little bit of weird love romance with a sea creature. Mm-hmm. Like someone was calling it, was comparing it to Shape of Water, but more sci-fi because, but it did come out around the same time, and it's pretty good. It's got a recognizable face in it, although I can't think of his name, and great acting, and so you guys should check it out. It's about like a couple guys on a island in the 1914. It's in 1914. It's on Arctic Circle, lighthouse keeper and a weatherman, a weather observer, and they're like having to deal with these creatures that come out of the sea at night and fend them off for a long time. So, anyways,
sounds good.
Yeah, it is. Pretty good.
You were telling me about that. I like isolated shit like that.
Cold Skin. All right, and then what? I swear I watched something else. Gosh darn it. Maybe not. I don't know. Those are what's important. So I don't know if I watched it though.
I thought I watched something.
Yeah.
But it's been like 3 weeks.
I thought you told me you'd watch something else. I can't think of it.
I know I went back and rewatched Hereditary.
Oh, I love that.
I'm gonna look at my viewing just in case.
It was very good.
Of course, I don't know how you look at your viewing on Prime. Have you done that before, Rob?
No, I haven't actually.
It doesn't matter that much. But anyways, Yeah.
I watched. Now I remember. I watched The Perfection.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome. Steven Weber still has it. He is still the man.
I love Weber.
It's actually really good. The Perfection is really good.
We should watch that because you interviewed the director, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it. I interviewed.
Oh, you did?
Well, yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
I really liked it. I thought it had a good twist.
Of course you watched it.
I interviewed the director.
I thought you interviewed the director without watching it for some reason.
No, I had a screener.
Because it was so soon.
Netflix gave Netflix sent me a screener for it.
I didn't realize that. Okay. There's so many screeners being sent.
Yeah. What was and then I watched the one. A lot of people were talking about it a while ago. The Black Coat's Daughter.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was awful.
Oh, so don't watch it.
I mean, I think it tries to be Hereditary. It tries to be like Hereditary. But very few movies pull that artsy, slow burn off very well, and this one just doesn't. This one, like Hereditary, you get left with answers, but the ending is such a mind fuck that you're like, what happened? But you don't care. You're like, what happened? Oh, that was awesome. And this was just like, what? Like, what happened? Like, I mean, and they kind of tell the story out of, it's like a mix between, it's like the horror version of Pulp Fiction. And you'd think that would be kind of cool, but it's just not. It's not good. It's just, some people, I remember people talking about it a whole bunch when it came out. And it's on Netflix. And it's long. I mean, I don't know how long it is, but boy, it feels very long.
Yeah, too long.
I did remember. I watched a film called Jungle, which is on Amazon Prime, which is actually was really good. It has Daniel Radcliffe, and it's basically the true story of a guy that gets lost in the Amazon jungle for like 3 weeks straight. And
I've seen the cover of that. Is it good?
Yeah, it is. The only maybe it's just on my TV. It was formatting weirdly, so the screen looked a little stretched, like it should have had black bars to make it more widescreen, But it was a little bit stretched. But you get used to that. It was doing that for the Evil Down the Street too that we watched, Craig's movie that we interviewed him about. But it was doing that, but I got used to it after like 15 minutes. But still, so yeah, it was a good movie. That's worth a watch. Jungle, check it out.
Oh yeah, I've seen the cover for this.
Yeah. Anyways,
cool.
That's that. Be her. So.
All right, guys.
Just a reminder, Living Dead weekend. Ty is there this weekend, Monroeville Mall. Go check him out. And all the vendors and everything.
If you live close to Pittsburgh.
Go to shewalksthewoods.com. Check out our trailer. Throw in your email. Watch the entire opening scene, followed by a commentary on it. And then you'll be notified of the early bird deals for Kickstarter that will start on June 25th. Once again, Kickstarter starts on June 25th. That's in like 12 days or 13 days, almost 2 weeks. We'll be leading up to it. All right, guys. Make sure you watch Pumpkinhead 4 for next week. Get your memes in. Post those in the Cult Classic Horror Show Facebook group using the hashtag horror halftime so we can find it and you can be the horror freak of the week.
Yes.
Follow us at Cult Classic Horror on everything except at CC Horror on Twitter. Patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror if you want to support us and get some bonus content. Follow us at Danny Bonin, at Scotty Bonin, at O'Neilio with 4 O's. And that's it, I think.
Yep. So, and the Pumpkinhead 4, that's Blood Feud, right? Just want to let people know that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Blood Feud. Got it. Cool. All right, guys.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Later guys.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.